Live, man. We're alive. We are live. So, what is going on, everybody? Once again, Mr. Soul Lover Man 504 coming at you live in this thing. So, today, man, we are talking about spiritual segregation. Man, one thing about this thing called spirituality that you will know that, man, it is. Sometimes you can see it and view it. It can be very lonely. As they say, it is lonely at the top, but I'd rather be lonely at the top than broken or broken lonely at the bottom. Can I get an amen from the soul congregation? Like, for real, man. And another thing I notice is how in let's just say in, I guess, certain aspects of certain communities. But I'll start with this. They say, and they say and they say with church on Sundays, it is the most segregated hour probably in the country, the world, however it is that you want to look at that. And one thing I noticed that has trickled over into spirituality, because I see different, let's just say, different cultures doing their own things. I see, more African Americans, and you can say more Africans, kind of getting more back into their let's just say, into their spiritual ancestry, following that path. And I feel like that's great. On the other side, I see, the, let's call it the love and light movement, and I see with that, that's more Anglo-Saxon. It's what that is what it is. Um, and I always, and also, I hear people talk about the how one group isn't as inviting, and how it's very, how it is very, very culturally segregated. And let me see if Shonda would like to come up and speak on this topic, because we were kind of talking about this the other day, man. And so it's just, it's very, it's very interesting, and it's very powerful. But one thing you should know about your spiritual journey is, finding your power, finding the realization of your power, finding out, especially like if you are more melanated, finding out who you are, through your ancestors. I heard somebody last night saying, speaking about your ancestors, their lineage, um, just showing respect and paying homage to them, um, showing love to them gives you power, and it's always a very much so, it's a direct correlation, with each other. And um, it's really amazing how that, how that works out. I'm not, I'm honestly, I'm not too familiar with the love and light thing. It kind of, I don't know, it's more, to me, it comes up more as a 60s hippie kind of vibe. um but I'd have to do more research on that. But I find that, you know the true shape and form of it, I find that, being in the darkness, that I find my light, I find my power, I find my strength and my truth. And because, and when I say darkness, I'm not saying, like, anything like bad. I'm just saying, in the times where I have to spend alone, in the times where it's just naturally me. um it's me, my ancestors, it's me and God, it's me and my angel guides, it's me and those that walk with me. And I find so much truth in that. I've been studying, I like to call, the light language people call it, but I like the other term for it, the soul language. And to be honest, like, okay, I can vibe with that more, because when I think of soul, I think of James Brown. I think of Michael Jackson, the Janet Jackson documentary, which is on. I think of when I think of soul, I think of flavor, man. I think of something that is just deep, it's rich, it's you know, um, I see it as just as powerful. I see it as ancient. I see it as ancestry. I see it as my ancestry. And it's for me, like, it's come to my attention, like, some people, when they speak their light language, some of it I can't vibe with, I can't understand it. They say the light language is from the heart, and I'll just leave that at that. And I'll say that that's very, very, very telling. If somebody, it's honestly, it is an encoded language. And you can say that when a certain person speaks it, that it's supposed to, let's just say, let's say it'll leave you kind of feeling a certain kind of way. But there's so many different things that you can do with it, that I don't really hear people talking about. But like I said, my spiritual is, I'm like a kid in a candy store. You give me something, I am going to play around with it until I can really get the most out of it. It doesn't make sense to have a muscle car, or I don't know, or an exotic car, and have it gassed up, running correct, brand new, and not drive it. Doesn't make sense. And I'm just saying, like, really ride that thing till the wheels fall off, man. Like, for real, for real. But yeah, but yeah, the spiritual segregation is real, man. It really, really, really is real. You would think that all roads would, and they do, when you think of spirituality, kind of, all roads do cross, because people, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, I don't know, people who are maybe in Israel or whatever it is, if you're a Muslim, or if you're coming from the ATR. So it can be a mixture of it can be a mixture of a lot of different things, because people delve, people are going to delve into a lot of different formats, and whatever they vibe with, that's how the juxtaposition of the whole spiritual thing goes, within a sense that it is, about your goals, and it is what you want. um so, but let me just take a quick break here. So yeah, man. So we're doing these amazing baskets for Valentine's Day. So, and if you'd like to get one, please inbox me. And they are amazing, man. Seriously, just get one for yourself. Show yourself some love. So yeah, so just inbox me, hit me up, whatever social media platform you're, listening in on. Just shoot me a message, and you know, we can get you one of these amazing gift baskets that we're doing. So yeah, man. Yeah, but moving forward, man, it is, it is naturally a solo journey. You're going to find yourself um, being immersed in the presence of some amazing people, like I have this year, and I'm very I'm very thankful because of that. It's not every day that you're gonna, even then, on your spiritual, not every day that you're gonna find people that will just accept you for who you are, and just naturally just let you be, and y'all can just talk, about life, about the journey, about, just about whatever, man. And you just get together. Those people, after those people become like family. That's they become, honestly, they become closer than family. Feel like that. Hold on. Had to grab some water. Feel like that Nate Dogg song when he says, "Nobody does it better." But yeah, I have Miss Shonda on the stage. I don't know if she wanted to say anything. I know sometimes she's a little bit at work, but Miss Shonda, pronounced like Honda. Did you want to chime in and say anything on the topic?
You know what? Say what I gotta say. I do see a lot of spiritual segregation, and just like you, another one, yeah, that is just. I felt like it disempowered me when I was at a particular point in my journey, and so I don't subscribe to that anymore. Because if you just love and light, what about the darkness? You know, all energy has a purpose. You can just hope come in balance if you just stick to one, one side of it. So yeah, I'm with you on that. And that's all I have to share for now.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing that. And for me, people say light workers, and if my thing is, if you are truly a light worker, and I'm gonna call this out today, if you're truly a light worker, you for everybody. Seriously, you're not just for people that look like you, or whatever. If you're a true light worker out there, and those people with these big platforms and all stuff, you're truly a light worker. You're not out here scamming people. You're not out here trying to be a false prophet. You're not out here just doing something, just extremely crazy sounding. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be naturally out. You're a vessel. You're supposed to be, if you're gonna take that moniker, you're gonna have to, how you get an amen from the congregation. So how you see, like, during the Olympics, you see people carrying the torch, you see them carrying it high. For the Olympics, it's a worldwide thing, and that's what it is. It's supposed to be something. It's supposed to be. I know. It's still, we're still coming from a changing of the guard, so to speak. There's a lot of work out here that needs to be done, man. There is a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot of people are still benefiting from these I'll say these old evil systems, so to speak. And these systems need to be torn down, and they need to be eradicated. Because what I'm seeing is the people that are benefiting from these old systems, they're not willing to share, and people on the outside looking in, if they want what is naturally theirs, they want what was stolen from their ancestors. And I'm hearing people say, well, that was so long. They're saying that's so long ago, like it was like like it was 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 years ago. And that's just not the truth. We're talking about maybe what 18 I think it was like 1867. So maybe like 100 years, 100 plus years, something like that. So that's not that long when you talk about, maybe generations. Maybe that's like what, 3 4 generations, something like that. That's not, that's not that long ago. Because slavery in what was it, like Mississippi, man, was still going on. They still had some indigenous African Americans captured. Look it up. It's in Mississippi. They were still on some of these people's lands and stuff like that. Um, you know, being captured, and of course you had a lot of the Jim Crow and all that stuff going on, and a lot of racial stuff going on in America. And somebody said, where don't where do you think all of those Klan robes went? Those people that were marching in those streets during I don't know 1920s. Don't think those robes just disappeared. I'm not gonna get too radical because I know how the internet is, and I know whatever. But sometimes you just have to speak the truth, and I feel like those who are in that love and light movement, these are the people who are descendants of those people who wore those white robes. Now I'll just leave that at that. But but people out here, they really have to change their hearts, man, and their souls and their minds, and they think they're doing something, and they're not, with their little buns and their cultural appropriation and all of that stuff, man. And it's sometimes, like somebody said, you got to call a spade, man. And that is the truth. You want to see light, that is the truth in our life, seriously. And that comes from that truth comes from some very ugly history, and it comes from truthful history. Why you think people are trying to bury all of this knowledge? Because they're like, that's their ancestry, you know rapists and murderers and all that stuff. But I don't know, it's what it is. And I know my ancestry didn't, all I respect brothers and sisters that came from Africa in chains, the Middle Passage, and went through everything, hell and high water, for even me to be here talking about this topic on today. That's how I honor them. That's how I honor them. That is the truth. But it goes beyond that. I know my lineage goes so far deep into Africa. And we were chiefs, and we were kings, and we were queens. We were warriors, man. We were artists. We gave the world so much. We do. Even though now I'll say some of us are a little separated, but that's just geographically and in the heart and mind and in the soul. I think the world will see it as a very dangerous thing if we all, we just united on a common front. That's going to take a while. That's going to take some time. But, that's why we have to sometimes walk through this thing as individuals. And, I'm glad that I am glad that I have the strength of my ancestors and my lineage, and I know where I come from. And some people are feeling some type of way because when you start to rise up and you know who you are, and the extreme greatness that you come from, the extreme brilliance that you come from, that all that your answer, and the people around the world, they know the truth. It's just it's dulled where you are, and that's just what it is. But through the internet and social media, people are talking about this more and more and more and more. And I always say I go where the love is, man. So it's like my thing is like this: if even if you're somebody who doesn't look like me, you don't talk like me, you don't walk like me, but if you still have love for soul of a man or mine, or whoever, however you want to look at that, I have love for you. That's just what that is. But if you with that nonsense, you're gonna have to take that across the street or take it back to your neighborhood. 'Cause I'm not with that stupidity. In life, on the job, wherever. I'm serious. I'm just not with that anymore. But but the important thing is you want to come in brotherhood, sisterhood, solidarity, whoever you are, man. I am with it. I'm with it. I'm like, look, let's build, let's do this, let's talk. I'm already moving, doing my thing. So, if you're with it, you can bring something to the table, great. But if not, then again, you take that mess across the street. I'm not here saying, again, I'm just here talking about spiritual segregation. That can go very, very, very deep. That can go very, very, very deep. You have people out here claiming lineages that's not their own, because certain people are about power. They are inherently about power. Anything that can, it's not theirs, they will steal it and make it their own. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Seriously, man. I mean, ask those black folks on TikTok about their dances and all of the stuff that they're creating and how they're not getting, how they're not getting their the money and the dividends and stuff that they're supposed to be getting. That's why I don't just, you really have to you really have to watch, how you move, seriously. It's interesting. I always wonder, are there, like other realities out there where people that look like me are just winning, or they're just a perfect utopian society where everybody's just happy. There's no, you know, no schools getting shot up. There's no crazy. Everybody's neighborhood looks like the suburbs. There was no redlining. There was just none of there was just none of this stuff. Where everybody was equally. That was Dr. King's thing with the I Have a Dream speech. He just wanted something greater for his people. Unfortunately, what we have been integrated into is nightmarish. Like somebody asked me that. I was on Clubhouse. They were like, ask this gentleman about how it is for African Americans, especially for an African American male, being an American. Again, I'm not just saying, I lived in the South and I've been through some stuff. I've seen some stuff. I've seen a lot of, I've seen a lot of unfairness on jobs, and I see how people treat each other, the way they look alike. They, uh, they look alike. They're on the same page, and it's a slippery slope, at best. And if somebody was to say, well, the country that you live in isn't the greatest. I mean, in certain aspects, yeah, not everything. There's a lot of greatness in this world. There's a lot of great cultures in this world. I'm never one in. I'm a part of a great culture. Being indigenous African American. My lineage runs deep. I if when people talk about when people talk about folks that are like biracial, hell, I mean, people that we're biracial, because we come from probably so many different tribes. We can say that, but when they lump you as just, well, you're just black, like, nah, it's way deeper than that, Jack. Nah, I'm not gonna, nah. Just because you claim that $5 Indian blood in your system, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna try to not to make this as controversial, but it's I don't know, man. It's just like some of this stuff. Some of this stuff really does. It has to be talked about. It really, 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 it really and truly does need to be talked about. Because we gotta take our power back, man. We gotta take. I choose to do it spiritually. Some people may choose to do it with knowledge. Some people are on a different track. But to me, all that music sounds beautiful. I'll take a little bit of everything. Seriously, put it on my plate. Yeah, I'm greedy like that. Especially when it comes to my thing is, we shouldn't, especially, this spirit, we shouldn't be separated with, like, and especially with the ATRs. You're doing voodoo, this person is in Ifa, I don't know, this person is doing this person is doing that, and we don't get along for whatever. I don't know, my theory is all this stuff came from one specific, whatever, you know from what history says, it all started in Africa. So I don't look beyond me personally. I don't look beyond or above just one, religion or whatever. And I feel like you can get a little bit of something out of everything. Now, if you choose to do one over the other, that's cool. That's your path. That's your journey. You have to find, you have to find happiness, and you have to find happiness and power, and and naturally, like what you're doing, and uh, and all of that good stuff. But the uh, the important thing is for you to to continue your journey, to continue to know who you are, and to continue to fight the power. My journey. I'm at the point. Just like Professor Copper said. My thing isn't to worry about what somebody what somebody naturally has against me. Um, nope. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So my thing, it's not worry about what somebody has against me. My thing is I have to bring out what's inside of me. That's my purpose. And maybe bring out some stuff that's inside of everybody else. That's one of the reasons why I'm down here. And I hear I hear a lot of good talk, but I don't see a lot of great action. And let me say that again. I hear a lot of good talk, but I hear a lot of good talk, but I don't see a lot of great action. And a lot of people, when you say that, they say, "Well, what are you doing?" Well, I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'm on here. I'm talking about it. You know I'm putting in my work, and I just feel like if other people are out there on the forefront, yeah, they have to get theirs, but there's something that they're supposed to be given back also. It has to be, it has to be equal. Reach one, teach one, all of that good stuff. Let me see something. Yeah. Anyway, reach one, teach one, man. And just continue, because a lot of us we would. I would say this. I'm gonna go and let me move this. Let me move this piece on the chessboard. I feel like if we would still have all of our knowledge, that we weren't cut off, especially the African Americans. Um, and I can, if we weren't cut off from the knowledge, we would be so much far ahead. Because we wouldn't be we wouldn't be fighting ourselves, and we wouldn't be fighting with each other. We would know. We would know. Okay, well, uh, this is my brother. This is my sister. They look like me, even though we may not be on the same page with everything. I can, I can still respect them. The neighborhoods would be looking out for each other like it was once upon a time, and I get it. We have to be very stealthy. Um, we have to be very, very, very stealthy in how we move, and um, because the appropriation, the sabotage, all when the big movements, anytime the Tulsas, the Rosewoods, the all of those cities that are underwater, under the lakes. How you put a whole city underwater? Man, that's diabolical, man. That is so. So we've had stuff, and when people say, and I'm saying maybe as a group, we were making so many strides in this country, but the mobs came. Well, let's just call them what it is. The terrorists came, and they ran us. Y'all. I'm sure y'all know the history. But and I love history, man. I really do. I love the truth that is in history. and that is something, they always say, um, there's, what did they say, three different sides of every story. There's A, there's C, and in the middle there's the truth. So, and what I propose is that you find the truth that is inside of you. You go and you find that truth, you find that understanding, you find the meaning that is your life. What, if that's to go to school, be a social worker, go into the community, go into a school and try to help out, be a principal, whatever it is, doctor or engineer, or if you're an entrepreneur and you want to go out there and do work and all of that stuff. But one thing I notice about the greatest of our entrepreneurs and those with that spirit, once they got their stuff together, they always they always took the show on the road, man. They were, it was almost like, they were never in one spot. They understood that it's, it was about where they were, but they saw it as something bigger. You look at the Harlem Renaissance, man, and how that, even some of those folks, they took the show and they went to Russia. Different times, a different Russia. I understand that, but still, they were still, I think that's when the Russian government was like running, they had more countries, they were running a whole lot more, but they were still treated with more honor and dignity and respect than, over here, even in some of those wars. Like, and I think it might have been, I don't know, that war where they was fighting against Hitler. What was it, World War II? I think. Some of those soldiers on the opposite side, they were looking at some of the people that looked like me. They were like, "Well, what y'all doing over here?" And even in like Vietnam, they were like, "Well, what y'all, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Over here fighting." But that's history. It is what it is, and they always say, the truth shall set you free. You don't really hear a lot of people talking about it because it seems to be very dangerous to talk about it these days. And again, we've been implemented, we've been put into a system that's, to me, it looks very nightmarish, and it's very scary to. And I'm not saying I walk around in fear, but I'm just saying from where we were to where we are, and even though we've done astounding things, it's still interesting to hear people say like the first black this or the first black that, and it's crazy. And when I look at Tulsa, I saw those booming businesses those folks had, and just because of some ignorant fools, they want to bomb those people and and all of that stuff, man. So, but anyway, man. I don't know. I said a whole lot, but I just know that I'll just leave it at this. If I saw people after everything that was done to us, I'm just saying, um, through colonization, people in brothers and sisters in the islands in Brazil, and the whitewashing of the cities. You know how they brought those Europeans into Brazil, how they brought them into Cuba and different places to make it more Eurocentric, so to speak. After all of that, and to say that these people are still here, they're still walking around, I would be a little afraid too. So, but just gonna leave that at that, folks. Yeah, spiritual segregation, man. It is real. Know your power. Please know your power. Walk in it. Do not be afraid in it. Do not be afraid of it. Do not let people tell you that it is demonic, because other people will pick it up and they will sell it for millions of dollars, while you still have that slave Bible in your hand, and well, and I still feel like a lot of it they're teaching it, but I can go to a lot, but I feel like I said enough. But anyway, man. But yeah, find your truth, man. Find your happiness and find your truth, find your happiness and find your peace. Seriously. And you do that, you do what you love. Your tribe will come. Those people are gonna come. They're gonna come and support your business. Seriously. Don't think because of what you look like or who you are or your background that you can and whatever you know uh find your tribe. They're out there. Seriously. There are uh there are people out there who will help you fight. Seriously. And a lot of them probably don't even look like you. And I'll put that out there too. And again, you go where the love is, and um, you walk. You walk in your truth, and sometimes there is light. There is light in the dark, and there is light at the end of that dark tunnel. And I'll just leave that at that. But anyway, if you guys would like to do a session with yours truly, on your spiritual life journey, just inbox me, hit me up. Again, we are doing these amazing we're doing these amazing baskets, man, for what is it, Valentine's Day. But if you just want to show yourself some love, it's not just about that day. But all right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. But thank y'all so much for joining me. Um, this conversation, I feel this conversation really needed to be had. I don't like the format of just having a bunch of people. That's great that I know people are passionate and whatever, but after you have a conversation like this, you got to start moving on some things, man. You got to start moving in your life, and that's just no matter who you are, what you look like, you got to go out there and make that thing happen. But all right, folks. So, live a man. So